Hola, hola, hola. I hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. And welcome to my channel. My name is Laura Rods. If you don't know me, I am a private counselor, holistic life coach, and yoga teacher. I help you create the life that you deserve by connecting or healing the inner child, connecting through journaling, mindfulness, self care, self love, and anything wellness really that allows you to create the life that you deserve and live happily ever after. Today, I want to talk about something that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, and I think it's really, really important: the how to avoid burnout in 2026. I know that this time of year we are all busy creating goals, resetting, going to the gym for the first 2 weeks. I don't know, being busy, focusing, creating, just with that big, high energy, thinking that everything is going to go very well and we're going to conquer the world and everything's going to happen to us in 2026. And then we end up with a huge burnout. And I want to share with you guys how to avoid that. And I also want to share with you my experience with burnout. So I was a teacher. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was a teacher for about 10 years, and I worked in the school district for a long, long time. In 2020, yep. 2020 was the year, my friend. 2020, I experienced huge burnout to the point that I ended up quitting my job and never went back. I haven't been back ever since, and I don't think I can go back to that life. I'm not about that life anymore, people. So, what happened was I was a teacher in a middle school that year. So I was a middle school teacher. I was teaching a high school credit in middle school. So I had the good kids, the more advanced kids, but it was really, really horrible for me that year because we went out on spring break and then we didn't come back. We went straight to lockdown and finishing the year online. And then the problem for me, I believe, is that Texas did not care about no freaking laws, no freaking guidelines. They didn't care who was freaking dying. They did not really isolate or quarantine the way they were supposed to. So we finished the year 2020, 2019, 2020, we finished the year online, but 2020, 2021 year, we went straight to the classroom. Like we didn't have a an option. Like we were required to go back to the school in 2020, like when everything was happening, when people were actually at the worst time, like the COVID was going crazy here, like doing its thing. We were in the classroom teaching. The parents here in my city, in the district that I live, didn't care. They sent their kids back to school, but some of them, the school district did give them an option. They gave them the option of, going all virtual, like being in online or being in the classroom. Well, most of the people decided that the kids needed to be in the classroom with their peers. And it was horrible because I ended up doing like 5 times the work, double, like triple, like 5 times. Like, oh my God, it was horrible. Like everyone with masks, supervising kids that they didn't take the masks off and wiping everything, cleaning everything, sanitizing, and also at the same time, because I was the only teacher in the school, I was teaching in classroom, in person, and at the same time, I was teaching online. So it was horrible, horrible, horrible experience. I burned out quickly and I ended up just truly like burnout, depressed, quitting. And I want to tell you what are the symptoms that you can look for if you're feeling like you're feeling like burnout. The symptoms are you always irritated, tired, you always want to sleep, you pick arguments at work with people that have nothing to do with you. You don't want to go to work and you feel isolated. You isolate yourself basically, and you just don't want to be there. I remember I used to cry outside of the school in the parking lot, just praying to God, please, God, don't make me go in there. I don't want to go in there. Please, please. Guys, I'm not lying to you, and I'm not proud of this, but I remember one time I wished on the school to be set on fire. I'm not lying. I used to cry outside the school, outside in the parking lot in my car. And I remember one time I said, please, God, please set this school on fire so I don't have to go in. I mean, nobody was in there, of course. And I didn't wish anybody to die, but I really wish like the alarm would go off so the fire department would come and just, like I didn't have to go in. I didn't have to teach. So that's when I realized, like this is not what I want for my life. And I remember I didn't. So this is crazy. I did not know that I was experiencing burnout. Nobody told me. I didn't know what burnout was at that moment. Like I didn't know that burnout was a thing. So I thought it was just like the situation, the frustration, the kids, the administration, like me, like anything. And it was not. I now know that it was just, I was experiencing burnout. I was really tired and I wasn't balancing my life with the work. Like I was working 7 days a week. And just in general, like it was just too much for me. So I ended up quitting that year, and I was able to recover and not feel that way anymore. Thank God I've been living happily ever after and I haven't been back. And I don't think I can't go back ever to that lifestyle of, like being in a classroom. Kudos to those that are teachers and actually can do it. I loved the experience. The kids give you life. But anyways, I'm going off topic now. But I love teaching. I just didn't like the treatment. I didn't like the burnout. They truly slave you. No, I don't think I can ever go back to teaching. I deserve better and I can do better. I know that I'm better than that. Anyway, so that's my experience with burnouts. And I want to talk to you now on how to avoid burnout in 2026. Like I said, it's easy to be busy. It's easy. I actually know and I notice, like people in my practice, people around me, how in the Latino community, mostly in our community, I don't know what it is, guys, pero in our community, it's like the more you work, the more you seem busy, the more you stress, the more they celebrate you. Especialmente a nosotras las mujeres. I don't know what it is, guys, that like if you go with a friend and that friend is not busy and is not doing so much, like we criticize that person. It's like, oh my God, esta persona es haragana. Or that person has no goals, or that person has no purpose in life. Like, oh my God. But the people that you see, like, oh my God, I'm being a mom, I'm having this project, I'm doing this business, I have this position on my job and I'm making this kind of money and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Like, those are the people that we look up to and that we prize. And those are the people that live the most miserable life, in my opinion, because they don't have time to connect with themselves. They don't have the time to be at peace. They don't have a peaceful moment. I noticed that in my life. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm an employee, and I also estoy emprendiendo with my YouTube, with my social media. I want to do my own thing. I find myself, in ways that I'm like, this is not healthy. Like, what the fuck am I doing? I need to quit something, or I need to give up on something. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, Laura, wake up, So I find myself doing those things as well, and I come back to my senses and I'm like, okay, what can I quit in order to free my time and have time for me to rest, for me to relax and enjoy time with my family and my kids. So that's what I want to bring for you today. I'm not saying, okay, so this is a disclaimer. I'm not saying you shouldn't have goals, because goals are critical. They're like what moves you, what gives you life, what gives you purpose, what keeps you going. Goals are necessary in our lives. Actually, there is a study, and there was like research shows that people that have goals, they stay more consistent, they stay focused, they have como ganas de get up and wake up in the morning and do things, because they have a goal to achieve. People on the other side of the story, people that don't have goals, they don't have a purpose, they don't have a meaning, they don't have anything to fight for or achieve, they end up, with depression, isolation. They feel like they don't belong, they feel alone, they feel anxious a lot of the time. They feel basically like they don't fit in because they have nothing to show up for. And it's not because it's a competition outside, it's more about yourself. Like, if you don't feel like you have nothing to show up for, you're not going to have anything to show up for. If you don't feel that that you can achieve things, you won't be able to achieve things. So having goals is critical, it's necessary, it's good for us, it gives us life, it gives us meaning. With that being said, we can't just concentrate on goals and give our life and everything to one goal or a one thing or two things, like we need to have a balance. And that's the point of this video. So whenever you create your goals, create your your New Year's resolution for 2026, and you're excited, you're hyped, and oh my God, I'm doing this, and yes, I'm achieving this, and nothing will stop me. Pause, stop. Wake up. Wake up. This is when you need to stop in between, and you can go back to my last video about how to achieve your goals. But in between those goals that you framed, you also need to make space for balancing, for relaxation. So I'm going to give you 3 things or 3 steps or 3 tips that you can do to avoid burnout in 2026 or any year or your whole life. So number 1 is create routines. Create a routine. Can you guys see that? Okay. I am sorry about the iPad and my handwriting. I think I need to learn and do a little bit better. But create a routine for day plus night. So it's necessary to have a morning routine and a nighttime routine for self-care, connection. And when I mean connection, I mean moments with God. Devotion, faith, anything. In my case, I wake up, and the moment I wake up, I snooze. I am that kind of person, and I am proud of it, and I will do it until the day I die, unless I die in my sleep and then I don't have to get up. That would be the perfect way to die, and I'm praying God for that. But unfortunately, right now I have to get up in the morning. So I wake up and I snooze. And then when I know that I can't snooze anymore, I start giving thanks. So One of the tips that I'm going to give you guys too is that, in the morning when you waking up, I mean, your eyes are not ready to receive that light from the phone. So in the nighttime, my phone is set up already, but I have like the night light. So it's like a yellow warmer light, and I put it all the way down. So when I wake up, it's not so bright in my eyes and it's hurting me and I get blind and I can't see throughout the day. No, I want in the morning to be as soft, as quiet, as relaxing as I can. So I know people that, like they get up and they go straight to Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or even CNN or Fox and watch Trump say whatever he's saying that day. And oh my God, like how can you do that to your body? How can you do that to yourself? It's like waking up in the morning and eat a burger with fries and ice cream and a milkshake and Coke right away. Imagine that your stomach is not ready. Your stomach is not going to digest and process that thing. And it's not the healthiest thing to do for your body, for your stomach early in the morning. And so that's the thing with our brain. When we wake up, we are in this low alpha state where our bodies are still, like in another dimension, I want to say, but we're not in awake yet. We're in this meditative state where we can actually, like slowly go in and process and go into like fully waking up. The best thing to do, because this moment, the mind is still so relaxed, still sleeping, not sleeping, but, like como en el medio, ni despierta ni dormida, So the best thing to do is to connect with yourself and connect with your body, connect with the faith. I believe in the power of taking care of the mind, the body, the spirit. And that in the morning, I think, in my opinion, and it's also evidence that says the same, and is to connect with the faith. So when I snooze and I wake up, okay, so then, I finish snoozing like 5 times. And then when it's time to actually for me to wake up, I start praying right away. Before I open my eyes, I just go snooze. And then I start, thank you, God. Thank you so much for another day. Thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity that you're giving me. I hope that that I don't disappoint you. I hope que no te doy tanta guerra. God, please forgive me for everything. Okay, so this is one thing I learned that I think it has helped me so much to stay connected and to stay así como feeling better, is that I wake up. So I was listening to this preacher say the other day that, como we learn to pray, what is it called, that stuff? ¿Cómo se dice? El Padre Nuestro. So, en una de las oraciones del Padre Nuestro dice, perdona a quienes nos ofenden como nosotros perdonamos a quienes nos ofenden, o perdona mis ofensas, something like that. I don't remember. Pero I know that there is like a line de que dice, perdona mis ofensas como nosotros perdonamos a quienes nos ofenden, something like that. And I do that every morning. I don't pray the whole Padre Nuestro, pero I do say, God, forgive my sins for this day. Please guide me to do better, be a better human being. And I'm sorry for my sins and in the disappointments. And I hope I don't give you too much trouble today. Porque sí. I mean, God knows me. So anyway, so I do that in the morning. I wake up and I stay in that moment of connection, that moment where my brain is still meditating, is still like in that state of relaxation, not fully awake, but not fully asleep. I try to connect and pray to God. And I also do a devotional. So my devotional book, I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it's one that has a morning prayer or a morning devotion with a script a reflection and a prayer, and then a nighttime devotion with a script, a reflection and a prayer. So I do that in the morning, and that's my morning slow routine. I try not to look at my phone. I also, I have to get up and do my thing and, like just, be awake at certain time. But at 6:30 a.m., oops, at 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Oh my God, like no puedo escribir hoy, guys. I swear to God. I get nervous, I guess. So from 6:30 to 7:30, I am reading and journaling. So I get up, I do my prayer, I do my devotion, and then I go up. I go out and do my thing. I prepare my kids' lunches. I clean, or I gotta do what I gotta do. I prepare lunch and breakfast for my son, for my daughter, like all that things that they're my responsibility. I try to do that, and then hold on. And then I by 6:30 I need to be done cooking and fixing lunches and all that stuff. By 6:30, 7:30, I journal and I read. Sometimes I journal and sometimes I read, and sometimes I do both, or sometimes I only journal or I only read. It doesn't matter. Like, as long as I am connecting with myself, depending on how I feel that day, I am going to connect with that activity more, I guess. So sometimes I feel heavy in my heart and I feel heavy in my body. So I want to like just dump all my thoughts, all my feelings, and I start journaling and writing, right? And sometimes I feel like, oh man, I need inspiration today, and I start reading, or I'm into a book and I don't want to write because my book is more interesting. So I do that. And then, after 7:30, that's when I go and live my life. At nighttime, when I want to stay connected, stay balanced, and one of the things is that I really feel that we need to regulate our nervous system. So I guess this is the most important part of the video, is that you need to keep your nervous system regulated. And sometimes we don't even know that we are stressed, that we are experiencing this whole shock in cortisol explosion in our bodies. So what I aim to do is to, get up, regulate my nervous system in the morning with devotion, with prayer, and then live my life, be reckless, encomendándome a Dios, que no le dé mucho trabajo ese día, because he knows that I am who I am. Mentiras. I work, I do my thing, and I stay busy, and I try to check in with God every so often during the day, but it's not like something that I have como una obligación, like I eat and I pray to God again, and then I eat again and I pray to God again. Or if I'm struggling with something, I'm like, God, please help me right now. I need you. So I stay connected with God throughout the day, and I think that's the only way I can actually function, and I can be a ¿cómo se dice? Like a normal human being. No, como a good addition to society. That's what I mean to say. So, and then I live my life recklessly, like viviendo la vida loca, from 7:30 to like 8:30, right? Like I do my thing. And then by 8:30, I do my nighttime routine. So when I do nighttime routine, it's more about, the regulating the nervous system, self-care and connection, and, just winding down, preparing the body. So what I do is by 8:30, guys, 8:30, my lights are off. So lights off in the whole house. Not my kids. I don't care about my kids. They can do whatever they want. If they don't want to listen to me and they don't want to turn off their lights and they doing homework or whatever, I'm not going to mess with that. I can't fight all the battles. So But they usually are good about, they have LED lights in their bedrooms, so they turn those on. I don't have LED lights, so what I do is I have a night lamp, like a little lamp in my bedroom. I have one by the kitchen, and I have one by the entrance. The one by the entrance light up like the living room and the hallway to my bedroom, and then the one by the kitchen lights up the hallway to the stairs, and the one in the kitchen, and like that. And then that's it. That's all the lamps that are on from 8:30 to when we go to sleep. And then I also, in that moment, I turn on my diffuser. I'm sorry, turn on. What am I doing? So turn on diffuser. And what I do is I try to relax my body. So there is not a lot of things that relax me, and that that I can do at nighttime to get relaxation, to regulate my nervous system. You can drink a tea if you want to. Like, I usually don't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't como que no me he acostumbrado a tomarme un té todas las noches. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It's not a routine. It's not something that I do every single night. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I haven't done it yet. Pero what I do is I go in my bedroom, I turn off the light, I turn on the lamp, and I turn on my diffuser or a little candle if I have one that relaxes me. It can be, I usually burn, or I put essential oils into my diffuser, and sometimes, most of the time, is lavender or mint. These are very inexpensive oils, and I buy them either at CVS or Whole Foods or doTERRA, even though doTERRAs are too expensive in my opinion. So when I burn them, I usually get them at Whole Foods for like $9, and doTERRAs are like $20. So I get them at Whole Foods or CVS, and I burn that, and that alone, guys, prepares my body to relax and aligns my nervous system. It gives me relaxation. I try to not have too much light after 8:30. We turn off all the lights and we leave the lamps on. And then, I go take a shower. I do my thing, my nighttime skincare routine, whatever. And then before I go to sleep, I read another devotional. So I end up my nighttime, reading the Bible, and then an explanation or reflection, and then a prayer or a journal prompt. And then I also, thank you, God, because I behaved. I didn't end up in jail. I didn't give you that much trouble. I hope you're not disappointed at me. I'm sorry if you are. And I start asking for forgiveness, because that's all I do. And then I try to relax and go to sleep. So that's what I do for my morning and nighttime routine. But the point of all of this is not to have a nighttime and morning routine that is like, oh my God, I need to do X, Y, and Z, and do it from an anxious mind or a rushed, mindset. Do it with the purpose of relaxation, porque throughout the whole day, you're going to encounter, stressful moments. You're going to encounter, arguments with employees, coworkers, or husbands or brothers, and anybody, like you're going to face situations. You're going to maybe fail at something, or algo no te salió bien, and you're gonna end up burnout, or it can easily, bring you that feeling of frustration. And then the more we como que accumulate these things and these feelings, like the more we're going to experience a burnout. So what I'm trying to say here is have a morning and nighttime routine for self-care, for connection, for faith, because if you do that in the morning and in the nighttime, you're balancing what's happening in the middle, right? So this is what happened in the morning, this is what happened at nighttime, and all of this can be supported, by the nighttime routine and the morning routine. So all of this noise, the stress, the arguments, the failures, the I don't know, like que más, like the stress, the exposure, the frustrations, all of this that happen throughout the day, you can balance that nervous system in the nighttime and in the morning time. And that way you stay in alignment, you stay balanced. Your nervous system knows that, this is time to recover now. This is where I'm going to let go and breathe. So that to me is one of the most effective ways to avoid burnout, is to have a nighttime routine, a daytime routine, and to stay connected. Maybe you don't have to do this, but maybe have a check-ins throughout the days. Like I do that, sometimes, like especially when I do my meals, that's when I remember to check in with God in that moment. And if you don't believe in God, it's okay, but you can check in with yourself, do some body scan throughout the days, or maybe just breathe, take moments to breathe. If you don't believe in spirituality or in God, you can take those moments as well to just close your eyes and breathe and give thanks or be grateful. If you don't believe in that, then do something that works for you, but have those little tiny moments to check in throughout the day. But most importantly for me is definitely faith actually works, people. It works. Having faith can save you from a lot of mental health issues. So this is what I do, and this is what I am recommending you. Take whatever is useful for you. Take whatever is good for you, and whatever you reason with. And if not, it's okay. But that's what I do, and that's what I've been doing ever since I experienced the burnout, and it was really bad for me. And I experienced this horrible feeling of not wanting to get out of my bed and not wanting to actually see anyone, and wishing, can you believe? I was wishing for the school to be set on fire. I know. Así de mal estaba. I swear to God, I was that bad. And I don't wish that on anybody. I hope, like we all recognize and we have people around us that push you to take care of yourself, to relax, to take time to unplug, to take time to relax. At the end of the day, nadie te va a salvar la vida, and nobody's gonna be there, dealing with a disease because you didn't regulate your nervous system. We develop some diseases because of the stress and not regulating ourselves. So I hope this video helped in any way, and if you liked it, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and help me, support me to bring more videos like this, and I can just fulfill my dreams of being a content creator and an influencer. No, mentira. No, I just want to really help and bring more videos like this so people can learn and can share, and we can have a community here. So please support me so I can grow my channel and I can fulfill my dreams and my goals. If you're not supporting me and you're not helping me, I won't be able to grow and fulfill my dreams. So I depend on you to share my videos and subscribe so I can actually accomplish my goal and my dreams this year. Okay, so I'll see you in my next video. Mwah, mwah. Okay, bye.